Hi, and welcome to a Friday edition of Time Out Over Time. This the one and only Time Out Over Time YouTube channel. I'm Rick Arsenal. You know the drill. If you haven't done so yet, please get down there in the corner and smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you very much. It's Friday. Can you tell? Can you tell? Yeah. Have you had your fill of the hot, humid winter? I don't know about you, but I have. Looks like we got a couple of more days of it yet, and then starting Monday, we get some cooler, drier air in here. Summer's winding down. We've only got 4 or 5 weeks. Kids will be back in school next week. I've had my fill of the hot, humid winter. I don't know about you, but it wears you down. It will wear you out. I'm telling you. It's just I'm ready for some cooler, drier air. Friday night lights and high school football and everything else. But Tigers and Lions today. Tigers yesterday won another series, shutting out the Guardians 3-0 behind Kyler Montero and Tyler Holton and Kenley Jensen. Another home run for Eduardo Valencia. This young man has been a godsend. OPS right now of 1250. That's sick. Nobody has an OPS. He does. Since July the 26th, Spencer Torkelson, batting average with runners in scoring position, 444 with a 950 OPS. And he's getting more walks than he has at any point in his career. He's getting more walks. He's become a more selective hitter. He's not hitting as many home runs, but he's getting more singles and doubles. And as I said, now since July the 26th, his batting average with runners in scoring position, 444 with a 950 OPS. Maybe he's reached his prime. He's only some players, it takes a little longer for them to mature than others. So anyway, Tigers won another series. And if you woke up this morning and you check your phone, or if you still get a paper yet, pardon me, how many people still get a newspaper? What would be more, people with a rotary landline, or is people still buying newspapers? I don't know about that one, but anyway, Tigers are for if the playoffs were to start today, folks. The Tigers would be the third wild card. They're half a game up on Texas. They're a full game up on Minnesota, and they're a game and a half up on Cleveland right now for that final wild card. You do a lot of things with stats. You do a lot of things with stats. I was looking at this stat earlier today. Run differential. If you don't know, if you're not familiar with that one stat and measure how many more runs you've scored as directly opposed to how many you've given up. Okay. We scored this many, we gave up that many. Right now, the Tigers are first in the American League with a plus run differential. In fact, there are only 5 teams in the American League that have a plus run differential right now. And the Tigers are on top, folks, at plus 90. Plus 90. That means they've scored 90 more runs than they have relinquished. And if you look at that, and that averages out at this point in the season, we're approaching the middle of August. And a team with a plus 90 run differential. So I went back in the course of 162 game season. In the course of 162 game season, if you're finishing the season with a plus 90 or more run differential, analytics say you should win about 93 games. Well, the Tigers certainly aren't going to win 93 games. They're 60 and 61 right now. But gosh, they have an important series coming up here at home with the White Sox starting tonight. Jackson Jobe tonight. Troy Melton tomorrow. Drew Anderson Sunday. White Sox are much better home than they are on the road. They have been home or road. They haven't been that good at all lately. What are they, 3-7 in their last 10? White Sox road record is 25-34. The last time they came in here, the Tigers swept them. Okay. If they were to do that again on Sunday night, they'd be in first place in the American League Central because they're only 2.5 out now. Another thing you want to look at is if the Tigers were to win the American League Central Division, chances are they would get a first round bye because of the way this works. You've got your 3 division winners are automatically in the playoffs, and then you've got your 3 wild card teams. The 3 division winners are seeded 1, 2, 3 in that order. The top 2 seeds, by terms of who has the most wins, the top 2 seeds get a first round bye. You say, well, what if they're tied? They have identical records. And then they look at head-to-head competition. And that's why they play an odd number of games with your division rivals during the season, 13. So there's no possible way, if you're head-to-head with somebody with an identical record, that you could have an identical season record with them. You see what I'm saying? Odd number of games, 13. So, 6-7, 7-6, whatever you're going to have, you're getting a first. You figure all this out. But that's simply what I'm saying. The bottom line about all this is what I'm saying is if they win, the American League West isn't very good. Then what are the Astros in first? Just a game or 2 over 500. If they were to win the American League Central Division, they could very well, their chances of getting a first round bye are very good. That means they would automatically be in the American League Divisional Series, which would be the second round. They wouldn't have to play that first playoff, the wild card round. So 3 of the White Sox. You want to look at next month. What will determine all this, how this will shake out, so to speak. Next month, the Tigers have September. The Tigers have Minnesota, home and away. 4 games at Cleveland Labor Day weekend, and a couple of weeks after that, 4 games in Chicago. So that's what, 14 games with the other 3 division rivals that are involved in this thing. White Sox, Guardians, and Twins. I think the month of September will determine their fate. But if they continue to play like this, who knows? Like I said, you can do a lot of things with stats and numbers. Here's another bizarre stat, if you will. Team earned run average. Right now, the Tigers have the second best team earned run average in the American League, 3.47. Yet, they also 3.47, and they also have the most shutouts in the American League at 14. Now here's another crazy stat. In spite of the fact that the Tigers are on top in the American League in run differential at a plus 90, they've been shut out more than any other team in the American League, 13 times. That's another stat that doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. So you can do a lot of things with numbers, I guess what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to simplify this for you as much as I can. Okay. Uh, so we'll see. Starting tonight, Jackson Joe, okay, against the White Sox, are pitching forget the guy's name, but a relief pitcher. He's made only one start this year. Uh, you might say it's a bullpen game for them. Uh, they did lose a starter yesterday who was ejected for throwing at somebody in the Cincinnati game. The bench is cleared. He was ejected. I haven't heard. I'm assuming he'll get suspended. That's what usually happens here. Okay. Uh, so, big series. White Sox this weekend at Comerica Park. And the Tigers hit the road next week, 3 in Pittsburgh and 3 in Kansas City. By the way, they catch a break too because Pittsburgh's best pitcher, Paul Skeens, is pitching on Sunday. So they won't see him. They'll miss him. The other guys, the other starters for the Pirates aren't very good. But let's see what happens with the White Sox first. Okay. All right. Get back. I might have gone too long on this, but commercials, Finish Line Family Restaurant on Carlton Road in Hillsdale. The best doggone sit-down restaurant in our area. You won't find anything better than the Finish Line Family Restaurant on Carlton Road in Hillsdale, across this road from your house with Printing. More than 40 years, more than 4 decades in our community. And I guess I've said before, I have no script here. So what I'm telling you is a testimonial. Where do you want to start? That's the best of what they do. Hours of operation, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily. They are open through Labor Day, Thursday till 8. And of course, they're always open Friday till 8 with all you can eat fish. Thursday's a classic car driving. It reminds me of the Woodward Dream Cruise this weekend, going on to Detroit. Fast, friendly service, award-winning breakfast served all day, great family atmosphere, reasonably priced, a lot of great new menu items. It's just the best doggone sit-down restaurant in our area. Number one restaurant around. The Finish Line Family Restaurant. And I can promise you, I think they're also participating in the best burger contest as well. I maybe have a little more on that later on, but in our area here, which is what we do every year. 5 or 6 restaurants partake in that, I think. Best burger contest. I can promise you, when you fuel up from food at the Finish Line Family Restaurant, you will always finish first. And you enjoyed that great meal, and you go up and pay your bill, walk out that door, you'll have a big smile on your face for good reason. So I'll see you all there. Okay? All right. Pardon me. We're also brought to you in part by Barrett Insurance. Sears, have you got your playbook ready for Medicare? Well, do you? Don't let healthcare costs bench you. We're calling an audible with Joe Rudin at Barrett Insurance to help you navigate Medicare and health insurance. So whether you're aging into Medicare, you're in a special enrollment period, or you're simply losing other coverage, Joe Rudin's got the stance and know-how to help you score the best coverage for your needs. Plus, you get a game plan for retirement healthcare costs. Now, what about businesses? Don't get sacked. Joe's got group health coverage options for you as well. Okay? Give Joe a call at 517-849-1000 or check him out at www.barrettins.com. That's all one word, 2 R's and 2 T's. barrettins.com. You'll find him on the corner of US 12 and M99 in downtown Jonesville. That's Joe Rudin Insurance, protecting your dreams. 517-849-1000. One more time. barrettins.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. And of course, Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale, 37 Walter Street, 517-610-5372. The only place in our area to go for tech services. Anything involving tech services, these guys are the best, simply the best at what they do. Tim Lindley and his staff are more than capable of resolving any issues or dilemmas you may have in regard to technology. Okay? Anything at all. Computers, newer used, flat screen TV, mounting, programming, setup. Maybe you're changing internet providers or anything at all. Just get in there and see them. Okay? I promise you, nobody does it better. Quality PC, downtown Hillsdale, 517-610-5372. You get in there at 37 Walter Street. When you do, tell them Rick and Mickey sent you. Thank you very much. Lions observations last night. Final score last night, Bengals 16, Lions 14. I think it was a typical preseason game. My observations, I don't think Luke Altmaier looked all that bad. He's not a very big guy. I think he did all right. What did he have? A couple of turnovers. One wasn't his fault. Should have been caught by Tesla. Tesla was awful last night. 2 drops. Talked to somebody that Mike Stone of 97 won the ticket camp. And Tesla has been dropping balls all training camp, but he's also had another issue. He hasn't been able to create any space or get open either. He better not assume he's the number 3 wide receiver on this team. If I were him, I'd be looking over my shoulder right now. But final stats, looking here. First of all, one of my colleagues texted me during the game last night and said he'd like to put the new offensive coordinator, Drew Petzing, on a bus out of town. And I texted him back simply saying, well, let's look at this. You can't blame Drew Petzing for drop passes or turnovers or maybe even penalties. Lions had a lot of chunk plays last night. They were wiped out by holding penalties. That's not on Drew Petzing. That's on the offensive line coach, Hank Fraley. That's up to him to get that cleaned up. That's what he's there for. Let's look at these final stats. Total yards, Lions 274, the Bengals 256. Rushing yards, Lions 129, Bengals 97. Passing yards, they had a slight edge, 159 to 145. Both teams had 2 sacks, and they both equaled 17 net yards lost. As I said, I didn't think Altmaier was that bad. He was 13 out of 22 for 130 yards and 2 picks. One was a tip pass that should have been caught. The other one was the last play of the game, kind of a desperation throw, if you will. So all in all, I thought he did okay. He fumbled the ball once deep in their own end, which led to the Bengals' only touchdown. But it was raining heavy at the time. He never got a good grip on the ball and attempted to hand it off. I thought running back Jacob Sailors for the Lions looked good. 8 carries for 55 yards, 6.9 yards a carry with a long run of 27 yards. Jacob Sailors, I thought, had a good game last night. Offensive line, Blake Miller, the rookie out of Clemson, at right tackle, pretty much played the whole game. I thought he did okay, did all right. On the other hand, Miles Frazier and Christian Mahogany vying for that left guard spot did not have good games. Frazier, what do you have? 3 holding penalties. Mahogany wasn't all that good either. Look, here's the problem with the Cade Mays injury. Cade Mays was going to be the starting center, and I really thought it was all said and done that Juice Scruggs, the offensive lineman they got from Houston for David Montgomery, I thought he would be the starting left guard. Now that Cade Mays is hurt, Juice Scruggs is going to have to step in at center. I'm going to be concerned about that left guard spot right now. Because neither Frazier nor Mahogany looked all that good to me last night. And like I said, it's up to the offensive line coach, Hank Fraley, to get these holding penalties cleaned up. To me, I thought the real star of the game was Lions edge Amin Hassanin. He was hurt all last year, second-year edge out of Boise State. He was all over the place last night. Had 2 sacks. I thought he should have had a fumble recovery. I thought it was a fumble. They went back and ruled that it was an incomplete pass. You look at that thing, I thought it was a fumble. But number 99, Amin Hassanin was all over the place last night. I know after the game, he told TJ Lang he wants to make this team. Ahmed, I think you already have. I think he's going to be part of the. I think he's going to be part of the edge uh, rotation on this team, and let's see what he does next Saturday here against the Devin White. Uh, was played well enough last night. A lot of his tackles were downfield. I talked to somebody that doesn't think Devin White is very good. Well, I'll tell you who it is. I didn't really talk to him, but watching him earlier or later last night, Matt Derry does a podcast, a daily podcast called Locked On Lions. He doesn't think Devin White is very good. Devin White was second in the league last year in tackles with the Raiders. He looked okay last night. I don't. He's going to make the team. I can tell you that. Dan Campbell said he's had a good camp. His coverage skills are okay. Devin White, number 45, I thought was okay last night. I'm not going to bash that. I think he's going to make the team. Ennis Rakestraw, on the other hand, before he got hurt, Dan Campbell, by the way, said it's nothing serious. It's a bruised knee. We'll see if he plays next Saturday or not. I didn't think he was all that good before he got hurt. They were picking a lot on him last night, throwing in his area. And I didn't think his coverage was all that good. I just didn't. On the other hand, Nick Whiteside impressed me a lot more than Ennis Rakestraw did. I think Nick Whiteside is going to be part of this secondary rotation. Number 45, the pride of Grand Valley State. Keith Abney, a pick out of Arizona State. 5 tackles, 4 solo. He's not that big, but I thought he played well. I just mentioned Nick Whiteside. Roger McCreary, who I thought, the veteran who I thought was going to be, when the season started, part of the secondary rotation, maybe play the nickel. I found it interesting that he was in the game in the fourth quarter last night with some of the scrubs, if you will. That's, to me, that's a little puzzling. I thought Roger McCreary had pretty much had a job locked up. To see him in there late in the game, a little bit surprising. Skylar Gill-Howard. Skylar Gill-Howard, remember that? He had a good game on defense last night. But he made some good plays. Couple of other things before we get out of here. I'm running too late now as it is. If you haven't heard, Jake Bates. 3 for 3 last night. Only 2 of them counted. He kicked twice at the end of the first half because of a penalty on Cincinnati. Anyway, Jake looks like and so does Jack Fox. Lions have a very good kicking game with Jake Bates and Jack Fox. You have to worry about that. Thanks to a late touchdown, the Lions scored by Tyreek Black. From about 25 yards from Luke Altmaier. Lions made it close with a 2-point conversion. So what does that mean? Well, that means if you if you took the Lions in the 6.5 points last night, congratulations, you're a winner. And if you did that, you need to call 1-800-GAMBLER, by the way. One last note before we get out of here. Former Lion Terrion Arnold is now a member of the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, the guy's free to work. He's out on bond. He's out on bail. He's not wearing a tether. I'm not exactly sure when his court date is, but Arnold got wrapped up in this case in Florida. Some people broke into his home, and then he sought the people out, kidnapped them and held them hostage, pistol whipped them. I don't know what all happened down there, but anyway, I don't know exactly what it is. But look, the Seattle coming off a Super Bowl championship for John Schneider, their general manager, and Mike McDonald, their head coach. Maybe McDonald went to Schneider and said, "Look, I think this guy can help us." The Lions cut bait with him. Right after all this went down and he went to court, the Lions didn't waste any time cutting bait with him. I think they made the right move. So we'll see what transpires. But Arnold's free to pursue a livelihood. He's with the Seattle Seahawks now. So we'll see where that goes. And I'm not sure what his court date is, but he can't leave the country. But I don't know if the Seahawks can have a game in Europe this year or not. That's going to do it. Have yourselves a great weekend. And don't forget, tomorrow morning, we'll talk a lot about this with Andy and Chad on the Time Out show here locally on WCSR 92.1 FM from 9 to 10. Okay? So y'all have yourselves a very pleasant, good, safe weekend. Remember, please treat each other with respect. And I'll talk to you all again then on Monday. So we'll take a look at everything that transpired over the weekend. So until Monday, then, as I said, thanks so much for watching and listening. Please tell your friends. I need subscribers. All right. Thanks a lot. So until Monday, so long, everybody. Bye-bye.